What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to touch on the Carlee Russell situation. This is the last video that I'm going to make about it. But as you guys know, I'm sure you've heard by now that a lot of people are saying that, it was a hoax and this and that. And I get it, right? The first video I made said that I was extremely happy that she was found at home. Of course, I believe this story as well. Then, yesterday when the police chief went live, I made a video about her doing the searches, about the movie Taken, which is about abduction, and the Amber Alerts, so on and so forth. And now, what I've come to realize after, reading about her boyfriend, Tamar Simmons, he removed his post claiming that she fought for her life following the press conference. And after the press conference and the police do investigative work to the level which I have never seen before, right? Just to disprove this young lady's story, because there's still over 100,000 Black women and girls missing just in this country alone, let alone the rest of the world, specifically in continents like Africa and, throughout the African, diaspora, right? All over the world. Okay. I just want to say that I don't think, and this is just my personal opinion, I've taken a lot of psychology classes, but I'm not a psychologist. However, I think that what she did was a true cry for help. I don't know if it was a mental break. I don't know what the motive behind it was, because she was obviously, cognizant of her surroundings and had enough mind to do Google searches in regards to her, behavior, subsequent behavior following that. So she planned this out. What I don't understand is, what was the end game? What was her goal in doing this? I don't know if it was for attention. I'm not sure. What I do know is this, okay? In this country, Malcolm X, he really summed it up quite nicely when he said that the Black woman is the most disrespected person in America, that we are the most unprotected person in America, okay? Our demographic is one that experiences a thing called massage noir, right? Which is misogyny, and then noir is the Blackness. We experience racism and sexism simultaneously, okay? So Kimberly Crenshaw talks about this in her scholarship, focusing on intersectionality and our intersecting oppression in regards to our marginalized identities. She needs mental health counseling. She needs community. She needs love, and she needs our grace and support, because what's happening is a lot of people are now just dogpiling on her, right? And shame is a very powerful tool. And a lot of people who suffer with mental health issues, they internalize a lot of that shame. But if someone broke their arm or their leg or had, cancer or some other physical ailment, there's not the same stigma. There's not the same shame attached to that. So I can't imagine what it's like being a Black woman living in Hoover, Alabama. I will say that I do have family who lives in Alabama, and it is very, very difficult. It's a very difficult life. It's a very difficult place to live. Okay. The United States in and of itself is a difficult place to live. If you're Black, you're constantly walking on eggshells. We do not have the social capital that the dominant culture has here. Other places we do. We have a distinct positionality that affords us the identity of being an American. Despite the jokes that I make, it's very real, that being an American in other countries is a status symbol. Now, the passport bros and other people, of course, they go and try to exploit people, or anywhere you'll find abusers in any type of system. But a lot of times, it's easier to find community. At least it was for me, right? If you treat people well, they in turn will treat you well. okay? But in Alabama, it's the opposite, right? So if you're a Black woman in Alabama, you're dealing with people who do not see you as a three-dimensional human being. There's a lot of people who have internalized racism themselves. There's just a lot of problems in Alabama. They don't have the social services or safety nets that other states do because they have a governor who is problematic in and of herself. Okay. Kate Ivey is a problem. She does not know how to govern well, in my opinion. But Carlee Russell, her boyfriend scrubbed his Instagram of her completely. This is the post that he wrote back when he thought that she was abducted. He says, "I don't even know how to start this post, but to say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for saving my girlfriend's life. Also, thank you to everyone who shared a picture, came to the Hoover Met to help us with search parties, and who went and proceeded to tell other people about Carlee to bring more awareness to her story. I have been going nonstop since I received the call that she was missing on Thursday night. I know she would have done the same for me. So I wasn't going to give up until I saw her face again. I was straight tunnel vision. Even when I could get on social media on my downtime and see some of the false allegations and assumptions about me having to do something with her abduction would have discouraged me at times, I didn't give up and kept my faith. I just want to thank my family, friends, former teammates, and church members who called or texted me just to let me know that they're praying and here for me. You guys don't know how much that meant to me. All I asked from everyone right now is to be respectful of Carlee's situation. She was literally fighting for her life for 48 hours. So until she's physically and mentally stable again, she is not able to give any updates or whereabouts on her kidnapper at the very moment. I also want to thank the people on social media who has been understanding and respectful about what she's been through in these past few days. Once again, I can't thank you guys enough for helping us bring Carlee home. God bless you all." So here's the caveat, right? Here's the presupposition that she was in her right mind. And I don't believe that she was. Another thing I wanted to touch about, and I mentioned this in earlier videos, we don't understand to this day, scientists are still trying to figure out exactly how the COVID-19 virus, which affected everyone differently, is how it affects people's brains. Because I have a few friends who are medical physicians, and when I talk to them, they said that the loss of taste and smell, those are actually brain cells either being killed off, misfunctioning when it comes to the COVID-19 virus. And the reason why they can't give a blanket diagnosis is because it affected everyone differently. Some people passed away. Some people were asymptomatic. Some people, just it felt like a cold. Other people, had flu symptoms. And so when you don't have a baseline, then it's really hard to give a prognosis correctly. Same with Carlee, right? We don't know what happened. I in my heart, I truly believe that it was a mental break because, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term weathering, where it's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts, microaggressions. There's new studies in academia being done that talk about how racism, just the stress of it, will just wear you down, weather you over time. And that could just be, again, my own lived experience, my own speculation. Because I did live in the South for a few years. Unfortunately, I'll never do that again. I'll never go back. It wasn't my choice. I was a little kid. But just living in such a toxic environment, because if you guys research the stats about Alabama, it's one of the lowest in the states of education and social services and just across the board. Okay. The governor is really pitiful, in my opinion. But Carlee has something going on with her. And instead of people, making fun of her or treating her like she was a sane person, and I don't know if she is or not. I'm not, like I said, a psychologist, or that she was in her right mind, I should say. while doing this, perhaps we can get her evaluated. Perhaps she can receive an outpouring of love and support from her community instead of ridicule. So I'm going to give Carlee Russell grace. I hope you will too. As always, I want to hear from you. Please drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And with that being said, I will get out of here. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk with you later. Enjoy the rest of your day, Aces. Bye.